just to have this game on campus as opposed to a neutral site?
I just think it's a great thing for our fans, a great thing for the university, for college basketball. It's a spotlight game Saturday night. It's going to be a big time atmosphere, and you know, our players are juiced for it.
Bobby, just how big is it when you host the #1 team in the country?
I mean, it's special. You know, it's special because of what they've done and what they're all about. Their program is what, you know, a lot of programs are striving to be on a consistent basis, and to to see that opponent here and have an opportunity to play them is a great experience for us. And it's you know, their players have been in a lot of big games, and we're trying to push our guys and put them in a lot of big games so that it for the long term of the season, and this is another example of that. And you know, they bring so much to the table. The ranking is one thing, but you know, the players that they have in that locker room, and a Hall of Fame coach, and you know, it's why we compete and do this, to have chances to play in games like this.
Bobby, you guys did a number on him last year. Do you think what happened at Allen Fieldhouse will be a part of Bill Self's pregame?
See, like, the thing is with that, Tim, is like I have my own problems here. You know, just trying to worry about Arizona State and how do I work on our offense here the next couple of days for us to play a little better to the level we need to, and I try and avoid thinking about what Coach Self might be telling them to get ready, because again, I have my own issues.
How do you approach handling last year's game? Have you watched it with your guys a lot? Will you watch it more? I mean, is it yesterday's news?
I watched it last year after the fact, and I have not watched it. You know, their roster is a lot different, and you know, they do have a couple of key players that are playing at a very high level. Gerald Vick has had some unbelievable outbursts on offense this year, and the additions that they've made have you know, have put them in a great position with Lawson and the freshmen. So they're you know, obviously a very talented team.
Bobby, what about the environment? Have you thought about just how crazy, you know, the bank is going to be come Saturday?
I'm so looking forward to it. I know what it'll be. I know the energy, the electricity, you know, in the crowd, and it will, you know, we got to hold up our end of the bargain, and I'm sure they're going to play at a high level, and it's just, you know, we want to see, you know, two heavyweights going at it, and we feel like, you know, we've competed with some of the very best teams already this year, and have been able to win or be very respectable. So we're looking forward to see where we stand.
Bobby, I know Fat Lever and Byron Scott 1981 has nothing to do with the task at hand on Saturday, but it's happened one time in school history. Can you jump outside the coaching box for a second and just talk about the opportunity to check a box in school history that's only been checked once before in terms of beating the #1 team in the country?
It's just tough, because I'm not, like, it's not going to change me or really what we do if that happens. That's going to be a product, if it happens, of us making it happen through the work we put in and what we could do between the lines. And you know, the historic part of it, I kind of stay away from, and again, I'm just in the moment of just getting, you know, trying to get my team ready and not think about, you know, outside things like that, and just get them concentrated playing the best basketball that we could play on Saturday night.
Does that include the holidays? Coach Self always talks about how tough it is to get his guys focused for this game right before break. Same thing here? Same thing for you?
I mean, in the past I would always worry, but you know, just the significance of the game and the opponent, and the fact that the teams have won so many games and there's only 2 losses. I mean, we've lost twice. So, you know, I think the magnitude of the game, that you know, Santa's going to have to wait, you know, a couple of days so that everyone's thought process, for, you know, as far as we're concerned anyway.
You mentioned earlier some of the things offensively that you're working on. What's that been like in practices in recent days?
I just think it comes down to, like, just tightening your offensive game up, and through skill work, and also execution, and and film study and seeing the opportunities that maybe we're not taking advantage of at that end of the floor, and showing those things visually to your players, and then trying to carry it over onto the floor, so you're seeing, you know, us making the extra pass, or if we're hitting the paint and we don't have a clean attack at the rim, that we're locating the open man as teams are going to converge on us, because we have proven that we have guys that are super athletic, that could get to the basket effectively, and the next phase for us is now, as teams adjust, we have to adjust also.
I know Saturday is not about you necessarily, but when it is Kansas and your history as a player against Kansas and stuff like that, do those memories come flooding back to you?
Not really. When I started thinking about the game, I thought about how special last year was, and to go through that, and for our players to see them have that experience. But not as far as me as a player. I try and forget about that now. But yeah, it's you know, I think this is a different year. Again, different rosters, different teams, and we have different players as well. So it's you know, it's not the same.
What
dividends do you hope this produces for later? Not only this game, but coming off the road for a couple of opponents and then coming back home and playing this.
It just it toughens you up more. You just hope that, you know, putting yourself in difficult spots, big time atmosphere, a lot of pressure. You know, a lot of you know, going into this game for both teams. It's a big game. So how do you respond under those conditions? And you hope that, you know, you get the outcome you want. But if not, you know, they've been in this type of situation that you hope down the line as you go through league play, and you got to play, you know, the top of the league, or you're playing on the road, or, you know, Pac-12 tournament, whatever the case may be, that haven't played these games is gonna help you.
How's the health of the team right now?
Yeah, we're doing well, and guys that were out for extended periods of time are continuing to look better. So, and just the extra practice time is going to be helpful to continue to get them comfortable in what we're doing, and so I'm noticing that from, you know, from guys that were out for an extended period of time.
Bobby, you got your 100th win recently. Just how nice was it to get to 100? And I'm sure 101 would be sweeter.
Yeah, I mean, it was special because of just reflecting again on all the players you coached, and both places I've been, Buffalo and Arizona State, and to get there, and it kind of made me think back on that. But otherwise, I was more thinking about Georgia and that game, and you know, the type of grit and toughness our players showed down 18 to charge back and get a tough win on the road in the SEC.
How do you approach a Kansas team in offense that can be real reliant on a couple guys at times?
Well, I mean, they have multiple guys that could hurt you, and they have a good inside game. They have a good plan to get the ball inside, and they also have, you know, very explosive perimeter players, and they have young players that were highly regarded players that have played against the very best competition. So, you know, no one's going to shouldn't be intimidated about anything that goes on. You know, I think both teams have been in tough spots, have played great competition, and now it's just time to play.
He's been out, but do you still prepare for Azubuike at all, or?
I mean, it doesn't look like, or you don't see any indication that he will, but you never know. You know, we're going to try and stick to our defensive principles and things that we practice, and you know, certainly if he's in there, we're going to have to tweak some things and make sure that, you know, that we're paying attention to him. You know, in terms of not allowing him to get deep post position, and you know, so he's definitely an impact guy if he's available, but we don't know that.
When you reviewed the Vanderbilt, did you, as far as shot selection, did you see shots that you considered bad shots more than usual?
I just think we were maybe trying to. Everyone had good intentions. They were trying to make a play, and it just we needed to be a little bit, you know, make the extra pass a little better, and draw help, and then find the open teammate. And sometimes it's reminding guys that, you know, we have to have a, you know, purpose when we drive. If we have a clean attack, then go. if defense rotates to you, then let's find the open man. It's really as simple as that. And we have guys that play together, and that it's a group that likes each other. And so it's not a selfish thing. I think sometimes guys get caught on, I'm going to make this play, and as opposed to saying, hey, we got to make this play. And so by showing them and letting them see it, they'll be more mindful of where their teammates are as they're drawing attention of the defense in the lane. And it's not one guy; it was like 4 guys or 5 guys that had issues with that in our Vanderbilt game. So hopefully we've addressed it, and we're working on it in practice.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.